to structure it, but we'll do it. Hey, y'all, what's
We'll
going
figure
on?
it
Welcome
out.
back to JoJo Speaks, y'all. I'm
Yes.
so happy to be here. I'm so happy to be with my boy Dustin.
Yes.
We are getting into a new series, y'all, and I knew that I needed to pull up the name of this series before I came on this show. But me, Jennifer, and Dustin were having a little bit of a chit chat about the Grammys last night. But anyways, this is going to be our review, y'all. We are starting a new series.
Yes.
Quick quick note. We will not be talking about the last. Okay.
You're cutting in and
Okay.
out,
All right.
Jonathan.
We will not be talking about the fourth part of the tell all for 90 Day Fiance. Okay.
Nope, because I didn't watch it.
I'm gonna go. I'm
Okay.
gonna go out and come back in. Come back in.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna go out
Okay.
and come back in. Just really.
Okay.
I'm sorry about that, y'all. I don't know if it's a
That's better.
connection
That's better.
or a StreamYard. I don't know what it is. But anyways, I'm back. We will not be talking about the fourth part of the Before the 90 Day Fiance. I did not even attempt to watch it. I'm not interested in it. All I know is that Joe walked off at the end of it. Vanya was trying to console him or whatever. Anyways, we're done with that. We are now
Yes, we
getting
are.
into, thanks to Dustin, we are now getting into 90 Day Fiance, The Last Resort.
Yes.
And this is season 2 and episode 9.
9.
So
Yes.
I had not been familiar with this version of 90 Day Fiance prior to watching this, and so when I saw that it was a 90 Day Fiance Last Resort, I did not realize. Hey, Lady Virgo, I see Lady Virgo in the comments saying hey to everyone. Hello, Lady
Hey,
Virgo. So before watching this, I had no idea what the premise was or the concept was of this particular version of the show. But I will say, though, that I love the fact that they have these, I think it's 6 couples that are here.
6 couples, yeah. 6
Yes.
couples.
The fact that they have 6 couples coming together and doing therapy. Like, this is what these couples need. This is what these couples need. And I feel as though this might be my favorite version of 90 Day Fiance because we actually have the couples putting in effort to try to work out their issues and work out their problems and things of that nature. So we will get into it. But first, I got to give you guys a couple notes. Be sure to subscribe to my channel. Press that big red subscribe button. It is free and easy to do. Click the thumbs up button on this video. Let us know you're liking the content that I'm putting out on my show, JoJo Speaks. Also, be sure to leave a comment. Let us know your thoughts on the 6 couples that are doing this retreat or this 90 Day Fiance Last Resort. Be sure to press the notification bell so you're notified every time I post a new video. Last but not least, share JoJo Speaks with all your family, friends, and loved ones. Let everybody out here know that JoJo Speaks is out here in these YouTube streets. Quick announcement for those of you who are looking forward to seeing The Light of the Leo go live at 9 p.m. tonight. She will not be doing a live tonight for her, reflections or whatever it is that we're calling it now. I can't remember the last name that we called it, but unfortunately, Jennifer will not be going live tonight. She has some prior obligations to tend to, and so please do not expect to see her go live at 9 p.m. tonight. But once again, I am back with Dustin to talk about this Last Resort. Dustin, how are you doing today?
We're doing better. Thank you, Jonathan. As you know, I'm going through a lot right now. So thank you for always being there so much. It's been a rough week for me as well. So thanks for always being here.
Of course, Dustin, always. I will always be there for you. Thank you so much for always being there for me as well. And just seeing your face every Monday just brings me so much joy to see your smile, to hear your voice. It's always awesome to see and hear. I have to say, I started by watching the first episode today, and then I watched the most recent episode. So I'll watch the ones in between a little later this week. But I will say it brought me joy to see Rob massaging the oil into Sophie's bottom or buttocks or whatever it is you want to call it, her posterior. Lady Virgo's down in the comments. It's like I should cringe when I see Rob because of the way that he's sort of kind of treated Sophie in these last couple of seasons that we've seen him in. But the fact that Rob and Sophie have decided to come to this Last Resort tells me that they're at least either one, they just want to be on TV again, or they actually want to work on their marriage and make it better. Lady Virgo down in the comments. Oh,
They
go
just
ahead,
want to be
Dustin.
they just want to be on TV because they are not only going to be on The Last Resort, they're going to be on the new season of 90 Day Fiance that starts on the 16th of February. So they're just going to be on TV a lot. Uh, they're going to be on TV a lot, and so I think I think they basically I know they need therapy, but I think they want to be on here for the money as well. So yeah, uh, they just want to be on TV because they're also going to be on 90 Day Fiance that starts on February 16th.
It could be. We never know, Dustin. Now, Lady Virgo down in the comments is saying, Jojo, when I first brung this show up to you months ago, you said you were not interested, excuse me, in the show, and especially Rob and Sophie. Well, a boy is allowed to change her mind, Lady Virgo, and also, I did not know about the show
Mhm.
necessarily before Dustin explained it to me.
Yeah.
And so, because another a season was coming to an end, and we had another 90 Day Fiance show that was already in the works, then I acquiesced and said yes, I would love to watch the show. And my opinions on Rob and Sophie change all the time because at that time I think we were still talking about Rob and Sophie, and at that time I
Right.
felt like I was done with Rob and Sophie. And to be honest, like at the time, yes, I was done with Rob and Sophie, but when I saw the first episode of this season of The Last Resort, like I felt my heart
Mm-hmm.
like my heart went patter 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 because Rob just has an essence to him, and
Right.
something about him just pulls me to him for some reason. I don't know what, well, I do know what it is.
Mm.
But it's I'm happy to see Rob at least giving effort.
Yes.
Lady Virgo also says, "I see you are allowed to change your mind, and you change your opinion now." Well, I mean, it's a human thing that we do,
Can I
and
can I
plus
just
it's another
can I
show
just say,
for us to talk
oh,
about. Go
can
ahead,
I
Kristen.
can I just say something?
Go ahead.
We have a we all have a right to change our opinions. We have a lot. Life moves on, and Jonathan might have a different opinion now. But we have a right to change our opinions on that one. So yeah, thank you, Lady Virgo. But we all have a right to change our opinions about that
And you
one.
can see me as Sophie 2.0, just the same way that Sophie says that she's done with Rob and she's never going to see him again. She's going to divorce him. And then next thing you know, they're back together, kissing all lovey dovey. Yeah, count me in as well. Okay. I am guilty. Okay.
Yes.
Guilty as charged. Okay. I have fallen under the spell of Rob and his beautiful hair, his beautiful eyes, his beautiful
Mhm.
skin, his beautiful features, his beautiful body. Like, count me out or in, whatever it is you
Yeah.
want to do. But yes, I understand why you might feel that way, Lady Virgo. And I'm sorry if you felt like I had dismissed your suggestion for us to actually review this show. But we are now reviewing the show, and I hope that you stick along with us so that we can
Yes.
all enjoy the show
Correct.
together. So
Mhm.
I was so happy to see Rob and
Yes.
Sophie, and they just look so lovey-dovey together. And I just want them to be happy. I just
Yes.
want them to be happy. And before watching this, I saw that I didn't really understand where Sophie's grievances with Rob might have come from, but I really do have a feeling that Sophie's unhealthy relationship with her mother while her mother was going through her substance abuse issues, that lingers on with someone. It never leaves
Mm.
them when they're trying to save their parents, when they're trying to take care of their parents. And I feel as though she's putting some of that hurt onto Rob. And so, therefore, the things that Rob does is therefore magnified because she's been hurt so much in the past and because she's gone through so much in her personal life with her mother. I really do have a feeling like she's kind of misdirecting her anger towards Rob because Rob is the
Mm.
closest thing to her. And so a lot of that residual from her growing up with her mother and her substance abuse issues, I think that might be one of the reasons why Sophie has some trust issues with Rob, because she feels as though she has some of those
Mm.
issues with her mother. Also, another couple that is on this show is a favorite of the 90 Day Fiance fandom or fan base is Gino and Jasmine. Um,
Uh-huh.
To be honest, as much as I love seeing Jasmine, as much as I love her personality, as much as I love what she brings to the show, I had no interest in seeing Gino again. Now that's someone
I
I
don't.
probably will never change my mind on.
I
Is
don't.
Gino?
I
No.
had. I had no interest to see Gino and Jasmine, but since they are on the show and we are recapping the show now, I did. I I did watch all the way through episode 9. I didn't start from episode 1, uh, Jonathan, but I did watch episode 9. I think I feel a certain way that Jasmine, because I kind of agree with her on certain things, but there are certain things that I don't agree with her on. But I think that she needs. They both need some all this therapy, and I hope it works. I hope it helps them a little bit, but I don't know if they're going to or not. So we'll have to
Right.
wait and see.
And since we're on Gino and Jasmine, let's go ahead and move forward with what happened with them on this particular episode. We started out the
Yeah.
episode with Gino and Jasmine having an issue afoot. And Brandon, which is another participant on the show, he tries to play mediator. He wants to kind of figure out what is the issue between Gino and Jasmine. And Jasmine then reveals that, they haven't been intimate in a couple of months. And she also says that Gino does like does like to watch his pornography and get himself to where he needs to be on his own. And Jasmine says, well, if you're going to get your rocks off on in your own personal and private way, then why not then just have an open marriage so that I can get mine too? Because Gino is not giving her
Now
the
that's what,
sexual gratification that she
and I
needs, that a woman needs, that every human being needs.
and I agree with that part, Jonathan. I think that she should have. I think that she should be allowed to have what she needs. Uh, you know, just like stuff like I don't understand his problem with that, but I understand where he's coming from. But I don't quite understand that point. I just don't understand why he don't want her to be happy, because to me she's not happy where she's at right now. She's not. She's sitting there trying to fix it in this therapy, and he doesn't want to help her to fix it, or be there for her like he's supposed to in a marriage.
That's what
Yeah.
it seems like, Dustin. And here's my thing with Gino. I completely understand the fact that Gino is saying when we're constantly fighting, when Jasmine is constantly in an uproar, when Jasmine seems not to be in a good mood for a lot of the time that they are together, then Gino may not be in the mood to have sex with Jasmine. I get that. I really do get that. However, why is that the case all of the time? Why is it that they never are able to find places in between to where they're in the mood to be able to have relations? Like, I get that sometimes you may not want to have sex as often as maybe you might have in the past when you guys were first
Right.
together and you're in your honeymoon phase and you were
Mm-hmm.
doing it all the time. But can you not find time in between to where you might
One.
want to be able to do it? Like,
Well,
I don't get that part of it. I get why you may not want to have
yeah.
sex with her at the all the time like you may have done it in the past, but maybe find some time in between. But to not have relations at all in a matter of months, like that's a lot. Like,
Yeah.
that's a whole lot. Now, to be honest, I don't believe that Jasmine really does want to open their relationship and have an open marriage with Gino. She just wants to have some intimacy with her husband. I don't think that she really does want an open marriage. I think she's just saying, well, since you want to, get your rocks off on your own time by yourself without me included, then why don't I like how would you feel if I had an open marriage and I had someone else doing the job for me? Since you do it for yourself, why don't I find a man that can do it for me? Like, I get where Jasmine is coming from and where her
Right.
frustrations are lying. And I think Jasmine finds herself in between a rock and a hard place with Gino because she does genuinely love him. I do believe that Jasmine does genuinely love and care for Gino. It's
And
just that she's just not getting that in return.
I think there's another factor in this whole thing, Jonathan. He doesn't have a job.
Yeah.
Gino doesn't have and he needs, and he hasn't had a job since the last time I seen him on 90 Day Fiance. So why don't you have a job, and help her out and support her the way that she needs to be supported? I mean, I don't know how many times I have to say this. You have to be there has to be two people in a marriage and a friendship. It don't matter who it is, but you have to support each other. So I mean, it's like it's a it's a it opens my eyes to see how these people really do things. This is
Right.
it, it's frustrating to me because I can see it. Somebody that's on the outside can see it, but they can't see it for themselves.
Right. Yeah. Lady Virgo says down in the comments. So JoJo Speaks and Dustin Butler. So you guys didn't watch part 4 of Before the 90 Days Tell All last night. We did not.
No, I
No.
did
And
not. No, I
once
did
again,
not.
I kind of I tried to explain at the beginning of the show, but because of the way that the first 3 parts went for me, Lady Virgo, I had zero interest in seeing what else they were going to talk about. They had
Well, there
already
was.
talked to Josco with Vanya,
Mm-hmm.
so that got out the way. So the only thing that would have been left would been some residuals or some follow-up questions for things that we probably had information about. More on Brian and Ingrid, which I had no interest in hearing Brian talk
Mm-hmm.
any more. I did not want to hear Brian try to put Ingrid down or try to embarrass Ingrid on national TV again. So yes, no, I had no interest in watching part 4. I'm sorry
And I and
if
I
that's
didn't
disappointing to you.
and I didn't watch it either because I didn't have see a point of watching it. We recapped the first 3 parts, and I felt like there wasn't a reason for me and Jonathan to continue to recap the fourth part. And I don't think there was a. I don't think there is a reason to recap it, and there's no way. So we're just moving on to the next one. Thank you. We're moving on to the next one.
Absolutely. Lady Virgo put some laughing emojis in the comments. And I'm sure you're I hope you're not surprised that we didn't watch it and are not reviewing it. And I hope you're not disappointed that we're not covering that last part, because I truly doubt that it was as iconic as Sean Robinson said in the preview for the 4th part. I completely doubt that it was
If that
iconic. It probably was not.
if this makes you feel any better, Lady Virgo, I didn't even watch it on HBO Max today. Nope, I didn't even watch it at all. So, you know, because I didn't feel like there was any reason to watch it. So,
Right, exactly. So yes, and so then later on in the episode, they were going to do a therapy exercise by going out camping.
yeah.
Excuse me. And Jasmine was really upset. Really upset with Gino. And he said something that that did not go over well with her whatsoever.
Mm-hmm.
And excuse me. And she was saying, he says that, he's done with me. And so I'm done with him as well. Lady Virgo also said, you said absolutely no interest at all. Yeah, no interest at all, Lady Virgo. No interest whatsoever. Okay. Because they Jennifer, could you put that last comment up from Lady Virgo again for me? Just real quick. Thank you so much. Yeah, no interest whatsoever. Lady Virgo also said, well, that was the same comment. Sorry about that, Jennifer. Anyways,
That's okay.
so Jasmine, so the first task that the couples have to do is to put the tents together as a couple. And Jasmine is sitting over there, sitting on the tree limb. She's got her arms crossed, and she said, "Yeah, no, I'm not going to help him out whatsoever. Not at all. Have no interest in helping him." And so, Jasmine's mood swings are like a whole lot to deal with. And once again, like, I get why Gino might act the way that he does, but that's just who Gino is. And
Mm-hmm.
Jasmine has to realize that what she longs for in a partner, she's not going to find it in Gino. And if she's looking for it in Gino, she's never going to get it. And so I don't know if Jasmine is ever going to get to the point to where she says, okay, I want this, but I'm not going to get it from him. So am I going to leave him and just find it myself, or I'm going to stay with him and just put up with it and argue and fuss and fight with him every single day? Like, you gotta choose what you gotta choose your poison, Jasmine. And it's like, sometimes I get kind of tired of hearing Jasmine complain about Gino all the time, when all she has to do is just walk out the door, file the divorce papers. But she wants her children to come over to America. They're still not over here in America, Gino. But she wants all of these things that she wants Gino to do for her, and he's just simply not doing it. And it's
He's
like,
not going to.
Jasmine, you gotta
He's not
make
going
up
to
your
do
mind,
it. So
girl.
he's not going to do it. Period.
Period.
He,
Period. Point blank. It's not going to happen.
no, it's not going to happen. So, Jasmine, I hope you wake up one of these days and get away from Gino and file your divorce papers and go find somebody else to get your kids over here and be happy with somebody else because I don't think it's ever gonna happen. It hasn't happened yet. All of these years ago, and it's not gonna happen now. So, um, I hope this is the final time that I see you on a 90-day show because I don't want to see you again.
Right.
I'm just saying
Absolutely.
that's the truth, and I don't want to see you again. So you know, you can finish out the rest of this season, and I don't want to see you next. I don't want to see you on the next season that we do, the next show that we do. I don't want to see you back there. No, thank you.
Yeah, I honestly don't want to see Gino and Jasmine again. Like, as much as I love seeing Jasmine on television, what comes with it is Gino and his lack of care for her. And that's not to say that Gino doesn't love her. I just don't think that he shows that he cares for her, and that's just so sad to me that
Mhm.
Jasmine wants this so desperately, and she's just never going to get it from Gino, not the way that
Well,
she desires to have it. So
well,
let's move on to another couple, Ariella. And think I'm going to pronounce this man's name
Benny,
wrong, but
Ariana, and Benny, or Benny,
Benny.
yeah, Benny,
His full
and
name is Benny Yam, but they call him Benny.
yeah,
Benny is a very, very good looking man from Africa.
mm.
I think she said he was from Ethiopia or something of that nature.
Ethiopia, yeah, Ethiopia.
Yeah, and so Ariana is a nice looking woman. She
Mm-hmm.
says that they met, and she met him while she was visiting Ethiopia, while she was there. I don't know, but she said that her pickup line was, "Do I know you?" Jeez Louise, what kind of pickup line is that? Anyways, and so they got into a relationship. A couple months later, she ended up getting pregnant. And she moved him over to America, and now he's working as a stuntman in Las Vegas. And they have an interesting relationship, but Ariana to me
Mm-hmm.
seems very controlling because in the first
She is.
episode,
She
right, in
is.
the first episode when they got there separately. All the other couples arrived together, but they got there separately. And so Ariella, oh, I'm sorry, Ariella, I've been calling her Ariana, Ariella, or she likes to be called Aubrey. So Ari gets there and she's telling all the people, she doesn't know. She's telling people she doesn't know if Benny's gonna come or not. So Benny gets there, he greets everyone, kind of hugs a lot of the other couples that are there for the retreat, and
Right.
he puts out his hand to shake her hand when he approaches her, and she is completely turned off by that. She doesn't like that. The reason why Ari is so upset is because she says that she has proof, physical proof, that Benny has cheated on her. Benny does deny this allegation. I'll see when I watch the episodes in the middle where he actually, if he actually addresses those rumors or addresses those indictments on him.
Yeah, I think he's gonna address it. I think he's gonna address it in episode 10,
Okay.
which premiere was that's on tonight. So we'll do episode 10 next week. So
Right, exactly. And so Benny seems like a young guy to me, a young good man to me.
right.
I really don't get why he would have gotten with Ariala.
No, I don't think.
It's
Yeah, I don't.
their
Mhm.
relationship makes zero sense to me.
Right.
Benny, but the thing is, I don't know what type of girl I would see Benny with, but it definitely ain't with Ari. But Ari has she was taking over his social media accounts because she was sort of kind of his business manager, and when
Mhm.
she found out some things about him that she did not like, she ended up changing his passwords, and so he has no access to any of his social media, which I feel as though is a very controlling move.
It
That's
is.
the thing that
Mhm.
that people do to control their partner. But then again, she's over here crying because she doesn't trust him, and it's like, this is you having control over him. And like, what point are you trying to make by changing all of his passwords so that he does not have access to them? What does he have to do in order to get access to his social medias? And it's like, that's how you hold someone by the gonads. I don't want to say the BALLS words because I don't think you
Mhm.
can really say that on YouTube, but she
Mhm.
has him by the sack. Why did I say that? By the sack. Like,
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
annoying to see, and it irks my nerves, and I especially hate to see that in an interracial relationship because it just really goes back to a time before we were here, and it's cringy to me, and I cannot take it. I really don't like that whatsoever. Dustin, what are your thoughts on Ari and Benny? Do you like them? What do you
No, I
think?
do not. No, I do not, Jonathan. You
Hmm.
and I are on the same page. I do not like this couple at all. They was on 90 Day Fiance a while ago, the regular 90 Day Fiance, and I
Hmm.
seen a different side of Ari and Benny in both, and I didn't like them this time. I still don't like them now because she's very controlling. Just like I told you earlier, she's a very controlling person, and
Hmm.
I don't agree with the control. I mean, I don't agree with her having his passwords to his social media and
Right.
her having access to his social media, but she doesn't want him to have access to his own accounts.
Right.
That is downright crazy to me. That is downright dumb to me. That is dumb, Jonathan.
It's
That is crazy.
It is pointless. It is
Pointless.
so pointless. Like, what is the point? I mean, you were his business manager, so you had access to his social media accounts. And so it's obviously not the fact that you think that he's cheating on you, because you can go through all of his DMs because you have access to his account. So what was the
Right.
point of you changing the passwords to his social media accounts? Is to have control, a sense of control
But
over
she's been
Benny.
trying.
And that's just disrespectful to me,
But
in my opinion.
she's been trying to say that he's been cheating on her for a long time. But she's never proved it to anybody. So I want to see your proof, Ariella. I I want to see the proof that you're talking about him cheating on you because
Exactly.
I don't think there's no proof. So honestly, I think you're telling a I think you're telling us a lie on TV, and I can back it up because I haven't never seen the pictures of it. So I think we're being told a lie here. Um, with Benny and Ariella because I don't think it's true at all, and I just don't think that Ariella is realizing what she's doing here. I think she's making it worse for herself, Jonathan.
Right, exactly. Robin's here. Hey, Robin. Robin, we're
Hey,
talking
Robin.
about 90 Day Fiance, The Last Resort, Season 2, Episode 9 tonight. I'm not sure
Okay.
if I think you said that you weren't watching it last season, last week when I said that I was watching it. I had some drama, but I just got here. Okay, all right. I hope you got that figured out, girl. I hope you got it figured out. But yeah, I don't like Ari. Benny's cool with me. He's fine with me. But yeah, I do not like
I
Ari.
like Benny, but I don't like Ari.
Exactly.
I don't.
Exactly.
No. Yeah.
So
I think that Benny deserves better, um, and I hope that
agreed.
he realizes that he's not getting treated the way he's supposed to. So I hope he gets somebody else, and I hope that he realizes that even though you have a child together, sometimes you have to put yourself first, Jonathan. And I don't think that people um, deserve to be, especially him. He don't deserve to be treated like the way he's being treated right now.
He does not at all. Let's move on. We do have another couple named Florian and Stacy there. I have to say, I just have to give my honest opinion on
Okay.
Stacy's lips. Like, they are so humongous. They are so large. I am so tired of seeing these women on these shows with these big balloon lips. Like,
Mm,
you're beautiful the way that God made you. Like, I understand some nips and tucks here, but these big old lips, like, I'm tired of seeing them on this 90 Day
mm.
Fiance show. I
Well,
really am tired of seeing it.
I'm just gonna tell you right now. I don't like Stacy, Stacy Silva. I don't know if you know her. She has a sister named Darcy Silva, and I don't. They're twins, and I don't I don't like them two. I don't like them two. So, I just think that I think that she's a little bit too much controlling. She's a really controlling to me part. So I don't think that I feel bad for her husband more than I do her because I think they're her. I feel bad for him as well. I
Robin
really
says
do.
down in the comments, the last resort. No, I'm here because I love you. Well, thank you so much for being here, Robin. And I hope you enjoy our commentary on the show. And maybe this might encourage you to watch it. If you do, if you don't, that's cool with me, girl. You know, you do what you want to do. You grown, honey. Okay. But yeah, Stacy kind of gives me that controlling factor as well. Florian seems to be a really nice man. Now he is quite a bit younger than Stacy. Stacy, I believe, is in her late 40s,
40, yeah,
whereas Florian, I believe, is still in his 30s. And so
30, yeah.
there's that control factor, but they didn't have much doing in this particular episode. And so we'll move on to let's move on to Josh and Natalie. So here's the thing about Josh. Josh seems to be very into himself. He seems to be very me, and kind of disregarding Natalie, because in this episode, Josh had left the set. And going off to do his own thing, leaving Natalie by herself, not knowing what to do. And this was after a therapy session that they had that did not go too well. I did not see the therapy session, but I am going to watch it. And so apparently Natalie got really upset during their therapy session, got really upset with the therapist herself. And it was a bad thing. It was a bad gig. So Josh ended up leaving. And so he came back the next day while they were going to go on their little camping trip. And he came back in what looked like a really nice, expensive looking sports car, which
it looked like a Tesla to me, but it wasn't a Tesla, but it looked like one.
Yeah, I don't know if it was a Ferrari or some other kind of
Whatever it
sports
was,
car.
it was.
But it was,
Whatever.
and one of the guys said, "I bet you was rented." But I like to see the camaraderie amongst the women and the camaraderie amongst the men as well. But I like Natalie. She seems like a really sweet girl. Once again, with the lips, like the lips are, they clearly been pumped, and it's like it's kind of annoying. And to be honest, Natalie creeps me out just a little bit, and I don't know if it's because of her eyes or her accent or something about Natalie just does not sit right with moi. Like I said, I can't put my finger on it just yet. I might be able to put my finger on it when I watch more episodes, but something seems off with Natalie to me.
You put your finger on it, because I've seen more of Natalie. I've seen a lot of Natalie that sets me that frustrates me, Jonathan. So you're just now starting to see Natalie, but you'll see more of it when the season goes along. She's really more frustrating than what you're seeing in this episode. But you'll see it next week. I mean, the one that you watch tonight or whatever when you watch it.
Okay. Robin says down in the comments, Darcy and Stacy are destined to replace Jocelyn Winston, the cat lady. Robin, I have no idea what that is referring to. So if you could, if you could elaborate on that comment for me, please and thank you, because I'm lost with that comment. But anyways, yeah, Natalie and what's his name? Josh. Yeah. I can't put my finger on Natalie. To be honest, not just yet, but we'll see in the coming episodes. And once again, I'm going to watch all of the episodes in between. Lady Virgo says, Robin Moore, girl, I was thinking the same thing, or either Larsa Pippen. Oh, okay. So they must be talking about that Real Housewives. Okay, that must be a franchise that I'm not watching. I am going to be watching the Real Housewives of Salt Lake City reunion tonight, and the Real Housewives of New York reunion tonight as well. But anyways, let's get on to our last couple, Brandon and Julia. So Brandon and Julia are having this issue. And the reason why they're having this issue, Brandon wants children. And so therefore, Julia is not having relations with Brandon so that she does not get pregnant. They talk about this a little bit in therapy on the first episode. They don't really get into the weeds with it necessarily, but they do mention it. And I get why Julia might not be having sex with Brandon, but we did see on this episode that they at least attempted to have relations. However, Brandon, sort of kind of fell asleep after a little bit of kissing and a little bit of hugging, you know what I'm saying? And so unfortunately they weren't able to do the deed. At least at least she was willing to do something with him. At least she wanted to give him a chance to be able to have something with her. But Julia to me, excuse me, Julia to me, I don't know whether I like her or not just yet.
I tell you, I don't like her.
Oh, okay. And why
I
is it
don't
that
like
you
her.
don't like her, Justin?
I don't like her at all because I always tell you, you have to be on the same page. And no matter,
Mhm.
yeah, they're not. Why does why does she why did when they first got married and they was on the regular 90-day fiance? This has been a topic since a long time ago,
Wow.
and he's been telling her this for a long time. So he told her that you either have kids with me or you break up with me,
Oh,
and that was on the regular show.
wow.
So you're telling me that you are on the show because of that reason, and you guys are still together after all this time? That is a apparently that is appointment that is a point blank period to Brandon that he wants kids. So if he wants kids and you guys are not on the same page, so you need to break it off and forget about it.
Right. Yeah. Robin says down in the comments, Josh knows that Natalie is desperate. I think you hit it right on the head. I think you hit the nail on the head that he knows that Natalie is not going to leave him because he is quite an attractive man. I will have to admit that the men on this season of The Last
Last
Resort,
resort. Hmm.
they are some good looking men. Like this is the most I've seen of good looking men on one iteration of 90 Day Fiance. So shout out to them. But yes, I think you hit the nail right on the head, Robin, with that last comment. And then Robin
Hmm.
also said in the comments, it's scary how much surgery the Silva sisters have had, Lady Virgo. Yeah, it is alarming to me, and I think that's why I felt the need to bring it up, because it's crazy, but it is what it is. Yeah, Julia, she's if he's told her during the regular season to have a baby with me or leave me and she's still with him, that to
He
me
did.
tells me
He
that
did. He did
it's
because I sit there and watched the whole thing. So for him to say for him to be still with her, or for them to be still together and go through this is crazy to me, Jonathan. I would not put anybody through that because I would make for sure that you guys wanted the same things in a relationship or a marriage in a period. As I wouldn't put somebody through that.
right. Robin says down in the comments, I think she meant Ari, is a psycho, Joe Nathan. I agree with that. She's a control freak, and she is like her way or the highway, and I cannot get with that
Nope.
at all. But yeah, with Brandon and Julia, they seem kind of cute, and I think Brandon is so open and authentic with his feelings at
But
all times.
but
And
he's honest about him. He's honest about how he feels, and
right,
I don't think that Julia is being honest about how she feels, and I think that's part of her. That's part of the whole situation. Because I always tell you, you have to be honest how you feel. Because like I am, hello, I'm honest with you,
right.
Jonathan. So I honest, especially to be honest with whoever you're with, to be honest, to have a long lasting relationship in a marriage, you have to be honest how you feel, and it don't matter if you're married or if it's your friend or not. You gotta be you gotta be honest about what you're going through, and be able to be supported the way you want to be.
Exactly. And so at the end of this episode, these couples, they did a hypnosis. They were all put
Mm.
under under hypnosis, and it looked like it worked, except for Gino. Gino didn't seem like he was under hypnosis whatsoever. But
Nope.
everybody else looked like, because when she gave them the instructions, and I'm going to count to 5, I'm going to count to 3, and it looked like, especially it was either Stacy or Natalie that were knocked out as soon as she pulled on their hand. But
It was Stacy.
yeah,
Stacy
yeah,
was
it was Stacy. Robin said down in the comment, the cat lady is a woman who recently passed. She has so many surgeries. Oh, that her face resembled a cat. Gotcha. I got you on that one. All right. Thank you so much for that elaboration, Robin, because I was really confused about what you were talking about. But
Yeah.
yes, so the instructor who was over the hypnosis told them to think of a time where they hurt their partner's feelings. She wanted them to recalibrate that into their mind, and rethink it in a way that would have made the situation come out more positive. And Brandon mentioned a time where he gave a key to his house with Julia to his mother before actually talking it out with her, before telling her that he was going to do that. And Julia said in response, that really, did not affect me at all. You know what I'm saying? That's not what I expected you to think of. I'm thinking she's probably thinking of him, doing something against her, or something that she would be hurt about, but she wasn't hurt about that. And Julia in turn says that when he came over to Russia to visit her, and she was not acting like herself, and he thought that they were going to break up, or she thought that they were going to break up, she actually contacted her ex, and they kissed, and they talked, and they didn't have any relations, but they kissed, and she felt really bad about that. And Brandon had no idea of this, no prior knowledge of this whatsoever. And Brandon, you could see immediately, as soon as the words came out of her mouth, Brandon disconnected immediately. Brandon is not happy about this. And she says, she didn't cheat, but she just kissed. And Brandon said, no, kissing is cheating. Now, in my mind, kissing would be cheating for me, because my thing is, if you feel like you're free enough to kiss them, then what's going to stop you from going any further with them? And so that's my opinion on it. Lady Virgo says down in the comments, no, Jojo, the Larsa Pippen comment was in reference to the plastic surgery, like Darcy and Stacy. Okay, all right. Thank you for correcting me on
Thank
that.
you for
Lady Virgo,
elaborating
'cause
that one.
I was a little confused on that, but yes, Brandon was really upset with Julia for doing that, and for not I guess for not telling him, because this happened, I think she said it happened some years ago, and this is the first time of him hearing about that. Dustin, what was your reaction to Julia revealing that to Brandon during this therapy session?
I was heated, Jonathan. I was heated. I was heated when I was watching that episode. I don't think that you should reveal something like that. You should have told him in the first place. But you shouldn't have revealed something like that in the first time to reveal that. I get it that it's therapy and you're supposed to tell him everything that's going on, but you need to tell him that
In
before you
private,
did before in private.
right?
That is something, because everything that you guys talk about on on the show is being filmed and it's going on TV and the internet. So I would never for one, I would never be on a reality TV show, and for two, I would never say something like that on a reality TV show anyway, because that needs to be private information.
Right. It's that was very disheartening for me to hear. And we'll see with the other couples. We saw in the preview for the next episode that Gino did think of something, but he doesn't want to share it with the rest of the couples. And to me, nothing that Gino would do would surprise me. So I'm assuming that it probably isn't even that bad. But whatever it is that he has, or whatever it is that he would have said if he wanted to say it, would not bode well with Jasmine whatsoever. Jasmine will blow up at anything that Gino does. So that's just the parameters of their relationship. But anyways, thank you guys so much for joining us for this review of 90 Day Fiance, The Last Resort Season 2, Episode 9. Thank y'all so much. Thank you, Dustin, for suggesting that we watch this. And thank you, Lady Virgo, for suggesting that we watch it a couple months ago as well. I'm glad that we are watching this once again. I feel as though this might be one of my favorite iterations of 90 Day Fiance, because we have the couples actually working on their issues and trying to work
together
things out.
Right.
Yes, working together. And I think this is going to be a great show for us to review. Dustin, why don't you go ahead and give us your social media contacts before we get out of here?
My social media contacts is Dustin Butler. My Facebook is Dustin Butler. My Instagram is Dustin Butler 700. And I always want to thank Jonathan for always being here for me. And thank you to my whole entire team very much. Thank you to the Light of Leo, Tyrone McCollum. Thank you very much.
You're
Thank you
very
to
welcome,
my whole entire
Dustin.
team.
You're very welcome, Dustin. You guys can follow me on Instagram. My Instagram is JoJo_speaks3020. My Facebook is Jonathan Lee. My email is williamjonathanlee@gmail.com. My Cash App is $JonathanLee07. That's $JonathанLee07. Thank you all so much for joining us for this review. Join us next week for episode 10 review. Same time, same place, same beautiful faces. Until then, I hope you guys have a wonderful week. Stay warm out there. I know it's not as cold as it was a couple weeks ago, but still stay warm out there. Love you guys for watching. I'll see you guys on Thursday night. Have a good one, a wonderful night, you guys, and a wonderful week as well. Love you guys for watching. Take care. Bye.